All of you, welcome back to yet another project video. In this project, you're going to launch your own ICO project where you can sell your ERC20 token or any cryptocurrency. This particular application is compatible with all the blockchain, Binance, Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, any EVM compatible blockchain you can pick, deploy the contract, and you are ready to sell your token. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough that what are the feature and functionality we have included in the project. This project is ready to use. So literally you can deploy and you can start selling your cryptocurrency. So let me give you a quick walkthrough that what are the feature we have included, how our application work, because we have included a couple of internal tools. The user can do every single thing in our application without leaving our application. So you can see the very first thing we have in our application is the top bar. This is the logo which you can easily replace. So we have the menu and here we have the tool section. So the moment you will click here, you will find bunch of tools. So if you want to transfer any token to any address, any contract, you can do that. You can give the name of the token, where you want to send, and the amount you want to send. I'll show you everything, just wait. Then we have the second tool is this transfer fund. So you can click and you can transfer the fund to any wallet address. So you can give the address of the receiver and the amount which you want to transfer, and here you will see your balance, that how much balance you have. Then we have the next tool called donate fund. So if anybody wants to donate fund in our application, they can simply donate. These three functions are global functions. So those who will use our application, they can only use this three function. But these three functions which you can see, it's for admin. So if I want to withdraw the entire token which I have kept in my contract, I can click on this and I'm going to withdraw the entire token which I have listed for ICO. If I want to change the token address and I want to sell different token, so I can simply click here and I can simply give the address of the token which I want to sell for an ICO, and everything will be changed as per that particular token. You can see this is the current ICO is going on. This is the balance of the ICO and this is the price we have set for our token. So when someone will buy, this much money we're going to charge per token. If we come back here, you can see here we have the function called token price. So you can click here and from here you can able to update the pricing. So this one is a very good strategy. For example, that you have listed your ICO, but after a couple of days you realize that your tokens are selling, so you can simply increase the price and you can make more money. So these are the tools we have included. Everything looks absolutely fine. So let's test one by one all the tools. Now if I want to change my account, I can easily able to do that. So this is the owner of the contract. That's why I can able to have the access of all these three functions, which is only visible for the owner. But the moment I will change my account, if I go to my first account, all these three functions will be hidden. Right now, I no longer will have the access of that particular three function because those functions can only visible to owner. So hope you guys have got the understanding that how it looks. And here we have our hero section. So right now, the total number of token we have for ICO is 500. And 20 token got sold from that 500, and this progress bar is active. So you can simply click on this purchase token, is going to open this model and you can able to see the stats. So this much price you're going to pay for one token. This is the available balance and this is the address of the token. So I want to buy 10 tokens. So I'll simply give 10 because I don't have much fund, and this much fund I have to pay for buying the token. So you can see this much fund I have. So I can simply click on this buy token and it's going to make a call to our SEO smart contract and we're going to purchase 10 token. So here we are paying this much fund and this fund will be transferred straight away to the admin of the contract. So click on this confirm. Once the transaction will complete, you can able to see token will be transferred successfully to this particular address. And finally we have bought the token and the transaction got successfully. Here it's loading, and if you come back here, you will see right now total number of token got sold is 20. This progress bar went up and everything's look good. So our buying functionality is working absolutely fine. Anybody can come and they can buy our token. Now let's come back to the feature we have included in this token. So right now, if I want to transfer any token to any specific address, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the token to my ICO contract. So I'll come back to the constants. Here we have the addresses which I have kept. So I'll go to little zoom out and you can see this is the token which I am currently selling in the ICO. So what I will do, I'm going to simply take this particular token address, copy that one. I will click here. Now I'm going to provide it here. So it's going to make a call and it's going to fetch out all the information that how much balance I have in this particular token. So you can see I have this much token because I'm in the account number 1. But the moment I will switch The moment I will switch, it's going to fetch out the balance, and I'm going to simply replace this one. Let's reload the page. Click on that, click on this. Now if I pay the address, you will see that it's going to fetch the balance of the token. So right now this much token balance is available because I'm the owner. That's why I have this much fund. Now I have to give the address where I want to transfer the fund. So I'll simply come back here and I'm going to take the contract address. There I'm going to send this token. You can literally send to any address. You can send to a normal address, user address, or to a contract address. This function we have included is a global one. So here you have to paste the sender address and you have to give the quantity which you want to send. So I want to send 500 token to this particular ICO contract. So click on this transfer token. It's going to make a call to our smart contract and it's going to transfer the token to our ICO contract. So right now, if we are sending 500 TBC token, click on confirm, and here it's going to make a call. You can open the smart contract, MetaMask, and see the transaction in the pending state. Once the transaction will complete, it will reload and we'll have this token in our ICO contract. And here the transaction went through successfully. It's loading, and if you look here, right now we have 1000 token for ICO and 30 token is got sold, and this progress bar is also working fine. So this is how you can transfer. You can literally transfer to any address you can transfer. So this is our transfer. Now click on this and let's see the second function, transfer fund. So here I can give the address of the receiver where I want to transfer the fund. So I'll go back here and I'm going to get the very first account. So this is the account I'm going to take, copy the address. I'll come back to the account number 2, and here you will see the balance is got updated. I will give the address of the account number 2. You can see it will reflect the balance of that particular account which I want to paste. So this is the dynamic feature we have included. You can put any address and it's going to give you the balance of that particular account. So I want to transfer fund close to very less. I don't have much. I'm going to send this much fund. So click on this transfer currency and it's going to make a call and it's going to transfer the fund to that particular wallet address. So just wait. Let's click on this confirm. And here we have the transaction in the pending state. Once the transaction will complete, it's going to send this MATI to that account number 1 and it will deduct from here. So here the transaction is the pending state. Just wait, soon the transaction will complete and we'll have the data. So here the transaction got complete and the fund got deducted, and it will read the page and you will see, if I come back here, if I go to the transfer fund, the fund went down to 7. Earlier it was 8. So this is how it will work. All of this function we have included is a global one. This is the second tool. Now let's come back to the third tool. So click here and from here you can donate any fund. So for example, I want to donate very less. So let's switch the account, because account number 2 is going to get the fund. So I'll come back here. You can see it's went up to 8. Earlier it was 7. Now I want to transfer fund goes to, let's say 0, 1. This much fund I want to send. Click on donate. It's going to call a smart contract and it's going to help us to donate. So right now I say that I don't have enough MATI to do this transaction. So I'm going to simply close this one. I'm going to reload the page and come back here. And now I'll click on this donate. And this time I'm going to take very less fund. So 0, where this much fund I want to transfer. So click on this donate. This time, hopefully the transaction will complete. Here you can see it's working absolutely fine. We are not getting that warning. Click on confirm. And here the transaction is the pending state. Once the transaction will complete, the fund will be transferred back to account number 2. So just give a moment. So finally the transaction got completed and the fund went down. Now I will go back to the account number 2, which is the admin of the contract, and there I will receive the fund. Here you can see it looks very fine. Now let's click on this tools, and this 3 function will also be visible, because this 3 function is only visible to admin. So now if I want to withdraw the entire token which I have listed for ICO, I can simply click on this and I'm going to make a call to a smart contract and I will withdraw the entire fund. But before I do that, let's do one thing. Let's try to update the price of our token. So click here, and here you can able to see what's the current price of our token. So I'm going to change the price to, let's say 0.00001. So earlier it has 40 and it has also 40. Let's make it to 3. And I will click on this update price. It's going to make a call to our smart contract and it will update the price of our token. So when someone will try to buy the token, it's going to be on the update current price. So here the transaction is in the pending state. Once the transaction will complete, it will reload the page and will have the price change. So let's see in the MetaMask, still the transaction in the pending state, and finally the price got updated successfully. If you click on this, if you go back to the update token price, here you will find that price is updated successfully. Now close this one. Now let's check back to this update token. So before I do that, I have to withdraw the entire token from the contract, otherwise I will lose it. So let's withdraw the entire fund we have here. So if I show you, if I click on this update price, you will see that the current balance of ICO is 70. So I want to withdraw the entire fund out of this contract. So that's pretty easy. I'll come back here. I'll click on this only withdraw. Click on this. It's going to make a call to our smart contract, and we will able to withdraw the entire token out of the ICO contract to our wallet address. Click on confirm, and the transaction in the pending state. Once the transaction will complete, we'll have our token back to our wallet address, means the admin of the contract. So just wait. The transaction in the pending state, and here the transaction got completed. We have withdrawn the entire token from the ICO contract, and if you look at right now it says 30, and there is no token available for sale, and this progress bar also went up to 100%. If you go back to purchase token, you will see right now there is no token. If you try to buy, the transaction will not take place. You're not able to buy that one, so we don't have any token for sale. That's working fine. Now let's use our next function to update the token address. Means we want to use different token for an ICO. So here we have this particular function. Click on this update, and here you can able to provide the address of the token which you want to use. Right now you can see this is the old token address, but we have to use different one. So if I come back here you can see I have taken this two token A and token B. So currently I was doing with the token B, but now I'm going to do with the token A. So copy that one, come back here, I'll paste the address, and I'm going to fetch the balance, that how much balance I have. So this much fund I have in my wallet address, and this is the name of the token. Every single thing is dynamic. All you have to do is to click on this update address, and it's going to update the address. Now you have to simply click on confirm, and the token is changed now. Now we are ready to sell different token, different cryptocurrency. So soon the transaction will complete, and this particular token will be set for selling. So just wait for a few seconds. Soon the transaction will complete. You will find this entire data will change as per this new token. So here the transaction got completed. We have successfully reload the page, and now you will see that everything is good. Right now we don't have any token for sale, that's why it say 30, and this is 100%. Current token we are using is BTC, because both the token I have called BTC. That's why you can see that, because this symbol is dynamic. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply come back to the tool, and I have this particular function. As I told you now, this function is a global function which will be visible for other user, but these three functions will be visible only to the owner. So I'm going to use the same function like this one. Click on this, and here I can simply transfer the token to this particular contract. So I'll come back here, I'll take the address, this is the token I want to use, I'll simply paste here, and it's going to fetch the balance, that how much balance I have. So it will tell me that this is the fund is available in my wallet address, because I'm the admin of this token as well. And here I have to provide the sender address, means the contract. Copy, and that's I have to provide here, and I'm going to transfer the token close to, let's say 500. Now I have to simply click on this transfer token. So this particular token will be transferred to my ICO contract, and now user can buy this particular token. So simply click on this confirm, click on the MetaMask, and the transaction in the pending state. Soon the transaction will complete, and you will find that this token will be available and the balance will be available, so anybody can come and they can buy the token. So the transaction got successfully completed, and the progress bar went down, and here we have the available token which user can buy. So click on this purchase. Now you will see this much fund we have for sell. You can give the quantity which you want to purchase. So I'll go with something less 5, because I don't want to stretch month fund, or I can buy more token because the fund will be transferred back to my same address, because the admin can also buy its own token. So let's try to buy it. I want to buy 50. Click on this buy. It's going to make a call to our smart contract, and this time we're going to buy our BTC token, the new token we have listed for ICO. Click here and just wait for a few seconds. The transaction will complete. The fund will be transferred back to the same address, but the token will also transfer to the same address from the ICO contract. And here the transaction went through, the progress bar went up, and you can see right now we sold 80 token out of Itna. So this one is also working fine. If you want to check for a different account, you can simply do that. So I can come back here, I can go back to the account number 1. I have this much fund, I don't have enough, so I'll try to buy a very less token. So I'll come back here and I want to buy 2 token. So this much fund is enough, and I hope I will be able to complete my transaction. So simply click on this buy token, and it's going to make a call to our smart contract and we'll try to buy the token. So just wait. So this time we are buying this token. Click on this confirm, and here the transaction is in pending state. Once the transaction will complete, we'll have the token back to our account number 1 wallet address. So just wait. Finally the transaction got completed, and here we have bought the token successfully. You can see 82 tokens sold, and this much progress is left for completing the entire sell. So this is what we're going to build in our entire project. Let me give you a quick walkthrough of our front end part, that what exactly we have. So the very first section we have is the header bar. Like you can click on this, it will take you to the about us section. If you click on this, it will take you to the roadmap section, and if you click on this team, it will take you to the team section. So we have this different clickable tab which will take you to different section. Here we have the hero section where we are displaying this message. You can display specific to your token, and here we have the token purchase button, so user can click and they can purchase the token. Here we have the white paper, so if you have a white paper where you can display the information about the token, you can. And here we have this animation and the progress bar which you have already seen. Now let's come back to the second section. Here we have the token information section. So based on your token detail, based on your project detail, you can simply do the editing of this text very easily, because we have multiple components. All you have to do is to go and remove the text and put your text. All of this we have. Now this is the third section we have, where we are displaying the highlights, that how someone can use our token. You can simply collaborate with different payment provider, where you can allow them to purchase and take their service with the help of your token. This is the third section we have. Here we have the fourth section, where we are displaying the stats of our token, like one token cost how many BTC or any cryptocurrency you can pick, and that's all the information which you can display right up here. Then we have the fourth section. Here we are displaying the roadmap of our entire project, that how we got started, what is the idea, what are the things we have included. So this is the project plan which you can highlight extensively, and these kind of things are very important if you really want to scale your project and get good amount of money, because people want authenticity in the market, because right now we have a lot of different tokens. So when you provide something very concrete like this, it will create value in front of them. Then we have the fifth section, where you can display the information about the token, that how long this ICO will last, how many number of cells you have, what is the price. That's all details you can change. Then we have the team section. You can display the important members of your project, that how many teams are involved, how many members are involved. You can display their profile. Nice over effect we have on this. Then we have this Q&A section, and this is important, where you have to highlight all the important questions for your clients, for your user. Then we have the contact section, where a user can simply send the message. So if I want to send a message, I'll say Daulat Hussain. I can give an email ID. So I'm going to pick this one, and I'm going to simply paste this address for a time being, but you can take a proper message. So I can come back here, or I can simply go back here in the course section, and there I have this. This is the one of the advanced course I have launched. I hope you guys have checked this, and I'm going to provide that one. So provide this, and I'm going to simply click on the send message. So it's going to send the message, and I will have the email in my email, and it's going to reload the page, and it will have all these details. You can see, you heard the noise. I got a email successfully. So this is the contact section we have, and here we have the footer section. Nice footer section, nice email section. You can simply allow them to download the white paper, all the details you will have. Here we have the social media icons, privacy and policy. That's all looks absolutely great, and it's 100% responsive for all the devices. Let me show you. If I come back here, this is how it's going to look on the mobile device. So this is how it will look on a big screen. Let's go to the smaller screen. Click on this. This is how it's going to look. Let's make it more smaller. Here we have the button. You can click here. It's going to open this sidebar, and you can go to the different section of your application. If we make it a little more small, this is how it's going to look. 100% responsive. If you go to very small, this looks absolutely incredible. 100% responsive for all the devices. You can literally launch your own cryptocurrency. All you have to do is to simply replace your token address and deploy the ICO contract, which I will show you how you can do that. So everything is 100% responsive. Everything is 100% responsive. These models are also responsive. You can close it here. You can come back here, you can type to the home, it will take you to the home section. Everything looks good. You can simply switch the account and you will have the details about the account change and the current corrected account, the balance, everything got updated. You can see we got all of these functions back because right now admin is connected with the network. I can click here and I can withdraw the entire token out of it. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to simply reject because I want to keep it in the contract. So it looks good. This is what exactly we're going to build. It's 100% ready to use. All you have to do is to simply deploy the contract and put your token address, which you have already deployed, or you can simply create your new token and you can simply pass that. So now let me show you that what exactly you have to do when you will get the final source code, because I have given the final source code as well and all the starter files on the blockchain coder. So you can simply come back to the source code section. Here you will find the starter file and the final source code. So you can simply come and take it. But now let me show you that if you take the final source code, what exactly setup you have to do, how you can deploy, and what are the changes you have to do from your end to launch your own token as a ICO. So once you will download the final source code, this is the zip file you will get. Make sure to unzip that and you will get this ICO folder. In that we have the entire source code of the project. So this is the folder you have to open in your VS Code. So here I have my VS Code and I have opened that particular folder. So this is the entire source code of our project. Now let me give you a quick walkthrough that what are the things we have included and how we have designed the architecture. So there are a lot of things happening in the project, but I'll show you the important things where you can do the replacement and you can launch it as soon as possible. So the very first component section we have is this one component. In that we have all the different components we are using. So this is the about, brand, contact, donate, FAQ, feature, footer, header, hero, and here we are importing all the component in one center place, and then we are exporting and using our home page. Then we have the loader, honor, we have the pop-up, progress, roadmap, sidebar, team, token, token information, transfer currency, transfer token, update address, update price. So all of these components we have here inside the component folder. And here we have the context. In that we are doing all the magic of our application. So in that the very first file we have is the constants. If you come back in here, we are using these three packages. I hope you guys are pretty familiar with that. Then we have this API of the two different contracts. So this is the API of our normal ERC20 token. So this is the API of our ERC20 token. You don't need to do any changes in that. And here we have the API of our contract, the ICO contract, which allows us to sell, buy and token. So this is the entire API. I'll show you if you make the changes, then what are the things you have to do. So come back here. So here we have the API and here we have the two demo token which I have taken for showing you the examples, token A, token B. In case if you already have your own token, all you have to do is to simply replace the address. That's the only thing you have to do. And here we have the owner of the contract. So I use the account number 2 for deploying the token. That's why I keep this address here. And this is the ICO contract address. So for clear. And here we have the network section. So literally you can deploy this contract to any network, Binance, Arbitrum, Polygon, Ethereum. I'm testing on Polygon MOI, but you can literally deploy to any other network. So right now you will see I have a bunch of network which I have already configured here. That's all you will find, including the local host as well. So for example, if you want to deploy to Binance, so I have called this BSC. All you have to do is to give the chain ID, check the chain ID, and this is the name. You can call whatever you want because this name is going to reflect in the MetaMask. Here you have to give the name of the chain, the symbol and decimal point, and here you have to provide the RPC URL. So this is the one of the website I would recommend you to check for a RPC URL, and click on this. This is one of the powerful website which will provide you RPC URL for different blockchains. So like Polygon, Binance, Ethereum, Blast, Phantom, Arbitrum, all the network which you can see, you can simply pick that particular RPC URL and that's what you can provide. So if you want to deploy to Binance, so click on the Binance and here we have the test or mainnet. So if you want to go with the mainnet, simply copy that one and that's what you have to provide here in the RPC, because this RPC is very important. You have to provide the relevant RPC. And that's the information you have to provide. You can pick any EVM compatible, make sure to provide this relevant information and you are good to go. So once you provide that and once you decide to pick a specific network, simply copy that particular network name. You can call whatever you want to this name and simply copy that one, and that's what you have to provide here in the handle network switch. So when you provide that, no matter which network user is connected, it's going to automatically configure this detail in the MetaMask, so the user don't need to do configuration manually. For example, let me show you. So if I come back to the MetaMask, and right now you can see I have this network configuration, but what if the user don't have this one? So this particular feature will automatically configure and add this network and switch the network to the network where we have deployed our contract and where we have specified. So this is the entire network configuration which you can do, and you can deploy to any network. Hope things are clear. And here we have some regular function which you don't need to worry about it, because here you don't need to do anything. These are the some regular function we have. Simply close this one, come back to the index, and here you will find all the thing we are doing. We are using all of these packages. Here we have the constants, and here we have the DApp name. So if you want to deploy to Binance, you can change the symbol and it will change in all the places. You can change the network, it will change in all the places, and you can call whatever you want to your token, and you don't need to do anything in here. So here we are fetching all of these details from the contract, and that's what we are sending. So you don't need to do any changes here because every single thing is dynamic. Same goes with the buy. So this one is also a dynamic one. Here we have this function for withdraw token. So this function will allow you to take the entire token out of the contract. Here we have the update token. This will change the token address. This will change the token price. Here you can able to click and receive the donation from this function. Here we have the transfer ether function, and here we have the transfer token function, which is a global one. And that's all we are exporting from here, so we can utilize it. So that's all we have here in the index file. You don't need to do any changes in here. All you have to do is to simply provide the contract address right up here, your ICO contract address, and here you have to provide the account which you will use to deploy your contract, and these are the demo which I have already explained you. So that's what we have in the context. So simply close this one. Now come back to the contract. In that we have two different contracts. First one is ERC20 token. You can literally create your new token. If you don't have, you can simply use remix ID to deploy. I'll show you how you can do that. So this is the entire smart contract for our token ICO. So here we have the last function is withdrawal. Then we have this transfer ether, transfer of honor, which is the donation one, and here we have this particular function called get token details. You can build this function in the front end, but it is better to build in the smart contract, so you can calculate all the pricing, all the details internally within the token ICO contract, so it will not create any conflict. Here we have the buy function. Here we have the multiplier to tackle the overflow and underflow, and here we have the update pricing and update token. This can only call by the owner of the contract. So this is what we have in our token ICO contract. So if we come back to the pages, in that we have three different pages. So first one is app. Here we have done the configuration for all the JavaScript libraries. Here we have managed our context management. We have done the import, and we have taken the toaster for displaying the notification message. Here we have the 404. So if there is no page, then we have to display this 404 error. Then we have this index. So here we have the import from React. Here we have all the import we have done from the component folder. Then we have this context management. Then we have the short address, which is coming from utils. So inside the utils, we have this two function for convert time and short address. You don't need to do anything in that. And then we have taken all the functionality we have built in our context management, like getting token details, buying, all of that. Then here we have the state variables we have taken for opening the models. Here we are fetching the information from our contract, and that's what we are displaying in our front end. Then this is the honor component, in which we have passing all of these hooks, all of this data, so we can display in our component. Then this is the pop-up component, in which we are allowing the user to buy the token. Then we have the transfer token transfer component. Here we have this transfer currency, means transferring ether or mati to any wallet address. Then we have the donation component. Then we have the update price. Then we have update addresses, and here we have our header. We have built couple of logic in that as well. This is the sidebar we have. This is the hero section, where we are simply connecting wallet, setting the amount, loading details. That's all we are providing. The progress bar, that's all we are providing. And here we have all of the component. So if you want to do any editing about the details, you can simply do that. So for example, I want to change the details in the about component, so I can come back here, I can go to the about, and here I can simply replace all this text. So you can display your token information, or you can simply go with the exact one. There is no problem here. So you can go with the exact one. Looks good. If you want to change the images, you can simply change the images very easily. So you can simply come back here in the public folder. Inside the public folder, you have this assets. Inside the asset, we have the images. Inside that, we have multiple folders, so you can check in which folder we are. So you can simply create your own folder, and from there you can simply provide the images. Got it? It's pretty straightforward. I have built this architecture so you guys will not confuse. So this is what we have in the public folder. Now close this one, come back to the style. So here we have done all the imports of our CSS file, and here we have written couple of custom CSS for loader and all. That's what we have. Then you have seen the utils folder. This is the utils folder we have. You don't need to do anything in here. Now simply close this one. This is the next config. You don't need to do anything, let it be like that. And here we have the instruction which I have provided to all of you guys. So once you will get the final source code, how you can do that. Obviously I'm going to explain that also in this particular video, so you don't need to refer to this. So simply close this one. So this is what exactly you will get in the final source code. Now you have to follow the exact step which I'm following right now, from installation to deploying the contract and replacing the addresses and putting into the contract some token. So first thing, open up your terminal, and here you can see I'm into this particular directory. The very first thing you have to do is to install all of these packages. So all of these packages we are installing. I'm using Next.js Web3 model, React icon, toaster, and we have this ether, dov, and formspare. So this is what I have all here. So let's install the package. But before we install the package, I would suggest you to check your node version. So type node node-v. So currently I'm using this node version and I'm not having any issue. Same goes with the npm-v. I'm using this particular version. So no matter which node version you are using, whether you are using the latest one or the old one, first try to install. If you get any error, then I would suggest you to simply downgrade or upgrade your node version to this, and it will work absolutely fine. So I'm going to simply clear my terminal and I'm going to install all of these packages. Simply type npm I, hit enter, and it's going to install the packages. Here I'm getting a couple of warning that it's saying that I have to use this particular node version to use the latest version of Next.js, but I'm going with the old one. I don't have any issue with the old one. I'm going to simply clear my terminal. So I have cleared my terminal. Now I can simply start the application. So here we have this script called dev. So type npm run dev. Here our application got started. So when you will get the final source code, I would suggest you to simply install and run the application, because the contract is already deployed and I have already provided this address here. So it will work absolutely fine. Even you can buy the token which I have provided in my ICO. So before you deploy the contract and change the address, let's test this out. We already did a while ago. So I'll click on this localhost and our application will open straight away in our browser. Here we have our application. It's fetching the information of our contract and it's going to display that. So here we got that, all the details. If we click on the purchase, here we have that this much token is available. You can simply put an amount like buy the token, 5 token, and you can pay this much fund and you will buy the token. So I would suggest you to buy a couple of token, the token which I have provided, so I can get some free faucet for testing different contract, because nowadays it's very hard to get these test faucet, very hard. So once the transaction will complete, you will have this token and the fund will be transferred to my address. So just wait, the transaction in the pending state, and here the transaction got completed. Here it's loading, and if you click on the purchase, this went down to 43. So we have successfully bought the token. So this everything is working absolutely fine. You can come back here and you can check everything is working fine. Now come back to the code. Now let's start deploying our contract. So first thing, I'm going to close this one, and here I have this particular two contract. So this is the ERC20 token contract. So if you already have your token, then you can simply use the token for an ICO. But if you don't have token, so you can simply take this one. You can use remix ID for deployment, which I will show you, and you can simply provide the address. So let's come back here. Let's deploy this token contract, because I already have my token. That's what I'm going to use it, but I will show you both the examples. So all you have to do is to simply select and copy. And again, I want to tell you, if you make any changes in your smart contract, then you have to provide the updated API of the smart contract. You have to replace with the updated one. So come back here, we're going to replace. I'll show you how you can replace that. So simply select all, copy. Once you copy that, come back, open up your remix ID, because we're going to use remix ID for deploying our contract. So here we are back on remix ID. Go to the contract section and make sure to create a file. If you don't know, you can click on this and you can create a file with this Sol extension. But I already have this ICO, so in that I'm going to simply paste. So I'm going to simply select this one, remove, and I'm going to paste the code. Just click OK. Right now we don't have any issue in our code. Everything is working absolutely fine. You can see it's got successfully compiled, and here we have our contract. Now come back here in the deployment section, click on this, and here you have to click on this injected provider. So here we have these two options because I have two wallet, Phantom wallet and MetaMask. You can pick any wallet, but I would suggest you to go with the MetaMask. Click on MetaMask, and you have to open your MetaMask, and make sure you have to pick the network which you want to use for deploying your contract. I'm going to use this Polygon test network, so that's why I'm selecting this one. And I already have this much fund. So if you want to deploy to Polygon and if you don't have this fund, so let me show you how you can get that, because this fund you need to deploy your contract. If you don't have fund, you will not able to deploy the contract. So click here and type Poly Faucet. Click on the very first link. You will come here, and from here you can claim free faucet which you can use for testing your contract and deploying to Polygon. Right now I'm getting this option to connect Discord to get token. I have already connected my Discords and authorized myself and joined their community. That's why you can see I have this much token, faucet token. But when you will come for the very first time, it will tell you to join Discord. So click on this. It will take you to the authorization page of the Discord. There you have to click on authorize, and once you authorize, it will tell you to join their Discord. As I have already joined there, that's why it's automatically redirect me here. So from here you have to change the network. So we're going to use this Polygon POS, and I have to paste the address which I want to use for getting the faucet. I'm going to use this account number 2. So I'll simply click on this and I'll paste here and click on this submit. This is going to transfer the fund, this much fund, to my wallet address. So click on this confirm, and probably the transaction will fail because I have done the transaction in the morning. That's why you can see I have this much fund available. But in your case, the fund will come back to your wallet address. So once you have the fund, now you are ready to deploy the contract. So come back to the code, and here we have already selected the network, and this is the account which I'm using, the account number 2, and I have enough fund in that so I can use to deploy the contract. So now come back here, and all you have to do is to select the contract. So right now we have this 2-1. So click on this, and this is the one we have to pick, token ICO. Click on this deploy. It's going to deploy our contract to the Polygon network. All you have to do is to simply confirm the transaction. You can see the transaction in the pending state in your MetaMask. Once the transaction will complete, it will give you the interface of your contract. So you can literally interact with your ICO contract right from Remix ID. So if you open this one, in that you will find all the function we have here. So from here you can easily able to update your token addresses. You can update the token price. That's all you can do right from here. So our ICO contract successfully got deployed. Now I'm going to simply click copy, come back here, close this one, and we can come back here, constant, and here I have to provide the new address. So I'll simply take this one and replace. This is the address which I have got just now. I have deployed my contract. So this is the first thing. So if you already have your token, then you can simply define the address of the token and the price from here, or you can use it, the application. From there you can define. So right now you can see there is no token available. That's why we are getting this error message. So I would suggest you that you should define it from here for the very first time, but after that you can simply change it from here. So what I will do, I'm going to simply come back my code, and I'm going to use the same existing same token. So this is the token I'm going to use. Simply copy this one, come back here, and I'm going to provide it here. Make sure you are connected with the MetaMask with the same network where you have deployed. Don't need to do the changes or reload the page. Simply click on this transaction. Is going to open the MetaMask, and here we are setting up our token in our ICO contract. So this is the first thing you have to do. Once you deploy ICO contract, you have to set the token right from here. Got it? That looks good. Our token got successfully set in our contract. Now we have to set the price of our token. So come back here, and we have to call this way to way converter. Click on the very first link, and you have to provide the price in terms of way. So here we have this calculator. So I want to set my token price to be 0001. This much price I want to set, and you have to take this way, copy this one, come back here, and that's what you have to provide here, and simply click on transaction. So this is the price we're going to set for our token. Whenever someone will purchase, this much fund they have to pay per token. Click on confirm. So these are the two things you have to do once you will deploy the ICO contract. You have to update your token address and the price. If I click on the MetaMask, the transaction went through. Transaction successfully went through. Now if you come back to the application, if you reload the page, you will see right now we don't have any issue because token price is there and token address is there. If you click on this purchase, you will see the price we have set this price, and right now there is 0 token available, and this is the token we have. So close this one. Now this progress bar is also 0, but we can simply update that. So what I will do, I'll come back here and I'm going to use this tool, and I'm the admin. You can see I'm connected with the same wallet address, so I can simply transfer the token to my wallet address. So all I have to do is to come back here, paste the token address. It will give you the balance, that how much balance you have and all the details about the token. So I have enough fund. I have to take the contract address. This is the contract address. Copy that one, and that's what I have to paste. And I want to transfer 500 token to this particular ICO contract. So transfer. It's going to transfer the token to my ICO contract, and all you have to do is to simply click confirm, and it's going to complete the transaction. And now the token is available in our ICO contract and anybody can buy that token. So just wait. Here the sending function we are calling. Once the transaction will succeed, we'll have the token available in our ICO contract. And here the transaction completed successfully. Here the page reloads. Just wait. It's loading the data, and if you click on this, you will find that this much fund is available. This balance also got updated, and here we have the token updated. So if I want to purchase, I can click here and I can simply buy. So I will buy with 50 quantity. This much fund I'm paying. I can go with 50, not 90. Click on this and confirm transaction, and the transaction will complete and will buy the token successfully. And here we have bought the token successfully. Just wait. Here you can see we bought 50 token. This progress bar also went up. So this is how you can sell your existing token for an ICO. But for those of you who don't have their token and they want to create token and then put for an ICO, so that's also a very easy process. I have given you this smart contract. All you have to do is to simply select, come back to the remix ID, and here we come back to the file. Make sure to create a file and call whatever you want. So I'll say erc20.sol. Hit enter, and that's the code I'm going to paste here. You can call whatever you want to your token. So for example, I'll say Amit can do, and say AG, whatever you can call to your symbol. And this is the supply I want to provide. And the moment I will deploy my token, I will be the signer, means the account I'm using will be the owner of the contract. So this particular account will be owner of this particular token. You can put any supply. So if I copy this one and if I take you back to here, way to converter, if I paste here, you will see that I'm putting this much supply to my token. But I can increase this and decrease this. So I'll go with this one. I'll simply copy, and that's what I have to simply provide here. So this supply should be in terms of way. So this is the supply I want. You can simply come here and paste how much, check how many supplies you want to provide. So I'm going to go with this number. So simply copy this way, and that's what you have to paste here. So all set. Now all you have to do is to simply come back here, and here we are already connected with the same network, and this is the token which I want to deploy, the blockchain coder. That's the contract name. Now click on this deploy. It's going to open the MetaMask. Click on confirm, and here we are deploying our token. Once the token will deploy, it will give you the same interface and all the function for your contract. So here you can see we got the interface. We can simply interact with our token right from here. So copy the token address, come back here, and that's what you can simply provide here. So I'm going to simply say replace this one, and I'll say C token C. Token C. This is the token which I'm going to sell right now. So this is how you can create your token. If you copy this one and if you come back to the application, and if I take you to this tool and if I take you to the transfer, you can see, you can paste the address and you will find that this token is successfully created and it has this much supply in your address. You will see the name, you will see the symbol. So everything is working fine, everything is dynamic. So that looks good. We have successfully created our token. Now come back to the remix ID. So we have deployed these two contracts successfully. Again, I'm telling you, if you make any changes in your ICO contract, you have to provide the updated API. So to get the updated API, come back here and go back to the artifact, and inside the artifact you will find this particular one. Here we have this token ICO, and that's the API we need. So simply copy this one, come back here in the code, and that's the only thing you have to replace here. So select all of this, delete and paste here. So this is the updated API of our contract. So if you make any changes in your ICO contract, make sure to provide the updated API, and this is how you can get. So whatever name you have called to your contract, that's the name you will get as an API, and you have to simply copy, and that's what you have to paste. And you don't need to do anything for the ERC20 API because this is the global API we have used, and it is compatible with all the tokens. So you don't need to replace here. It will work with any token. But when you make any changes in the ICO contract, make sure to provide the updated API, and this is how we can do that. So looks good. Looks good. We have provided this, and now we can use this particular token to sell in our ICO. So come back here, go back to the application, and right now you will see that we have this much token for sell. So I'll come back here. I'm going to withdraw the entire token. So we can use different token for an ICO to show you that it's working absolutely fine. Confirm. Here we have, you can see the MetaMask, the transaction is in the pending state, and now we're going to simply withdraw the entire token out of the contract. So finally the transaction got completed and we have withdrawn the entire token. So just come here and wait. You will see that the token is 0, 50 and 50. So this progress bar went to 100, means there is no token available for sell. So now you can click here, you can come back to the update token, click here, and you can simply paste the address of the token which you want to use for sell. So I'm going to go with the C. This is the one we have created just now, and we'll pass the address. It's going to give us the fund that it's a Amit Gandu token and AG is the symbol. So click on this. It's going to open the MetaMask, and now we have to simply confirm the transaction, and now we are ready to sell this particular token at this price. You can also update the price. There is no problem in that. Once the transaction will complete, this token will be available in our ICO contract. And here you can see the change happened quickly. So right now the active token is AG, and we have already sold this much as a previous token. Now what I will do, I'll simply come back here and I have to transfer the token to my ICO contract. So what I will do, I'll simply come here, I'll paste the address of the token. Now I have to get the address of the contract. So copy this one, come back here, I'm going to paste here. You can see the supply, and I want to transfer 1000 token. Click on this transfer token. Once you will click on the transfer token, it's going to make a call, and there you can able to find, click on this confirm, and the transaction is completed. It's in the pending state. Once the transaction will complete, this token will be available. And you can see sometime MetaMask failed to pick the transaction, but our transaction went successfully, and here it says failed. So you should always check your block explorer. Our transaction is succeeded, but it's saying fail, but we got the data here. So everything is working fine. Now you can able to sell the token. So we have successfully provided the supply. Now click on this, and now this much supply we have. You can buy. I want to buy 5 token. This much money I will pay, and I click on this buy token, and here I am successfully buying the token which I have listed, the new token for an ICO. So click on confirm, and here the transaction went through successfully. It's in the pending state, but it will complete soon. Once it will complete, you will see the fund will go down for the token, and the token will come back to our wallet address from the ICO contract. So finally the transaction got completed. It went to 55, and here we got that data updated. So this is what exactly you're going to build, and this is what exactly you will get in the final source code. Everything is working absolutely fine. All you have to do is to simply change the contract address, and literally you can use any token and start selling. Once you deploy your ICO contract, make sure to update your token address which you want to use it, and the price. These are the 2 things you have to do. Now after that, you can come to our application and you can do all the transaction, and you can update all the pricing and the token anytime the way I have explained. So I hope you guys have understood that what exactly you have to do when you will get the final source code, and this is what exactly you will get. Everything is working absolutely fine. So I hope you guys have understood that what's coming up in the project and how you have to build, what are the architecture we're going to follow, what are the things we have in the project. So this is what you will get in the final source code, and this is what exactly we're going to code. So if you have any question, any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely try to help you and respond to that. So with that, I'm ending this video. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.